Okay, so iPad Air versus iPad Pro. And let's, I think you need a moment of honesty with yourself. The number of people that actually need an iPad Pro are such a small cross section of the tech world. I just cannot come up with, I personally don't know anybody who needs an iPad Pro. And this is somebody who bought an iPad Pro. I bought the M1 11-inch iPad Pro. And I'm looking at it right now. It's right there, mocking me. And I honestly, okay, when I bought my iPad Pro 11-inch, the iPad Air 13-inch did not exist. So, they weren't in the M series chips on the iPad Air. So I will cut myself a little bit of slack on why I bought the Pro. And I kind of thought when I bought it, I was future-proofing myself. And I bought this in 2020. It's 2025. I did future-proof myself on my iPad. It's a great device, still going strong. I had zero regrets. But I just want to go through, I got a list here of things to consider. I'm trying to convince you not to buy an iPad Pro, to buy an iPad Air. So most people, if you're honest with yourself, you're just watching YouTube or Netflix. You're watching this video on your iPad Pro. That's horrible. I mean, you paid such a premium, and if that's all you're doing with it, okay, if you got the money, fine, but you spent a lot of money to watch YouTube. You browsing the internet, reading ebooks, taking notes, computer, like light computer replacement things. So if that's it, your iPad Air is going to get the job done. The iPad Air, like I mentioned, it now comes in a 13-inch. So if you need the larger size for whatever reason, then they've got you covered with the Air. You can use the Apple Pencil with it. I think you can use the Apple Pencil Pro with it even. It does multitasking well. You can do light video editing on it. It's a gaming device for sure. Magic Keyboard connects to it, Apple Pencil. I mean, okay, now the iPad Pro, it has a gorgeous display. I mean, it is a beautiful piece of technology. It has things that like most people don't even know. It's got an insane camera on it with a LiDAR sensor. I mean, I've never used the camera on my iPad, and I think if you surveyed 90% of the iPad Pro users never use the camera on it. It's got this LiDAR sensor. I don't even know what that is. I've never used it. I didn't buy it for that, but Apple puts that on there. Now, it does have a Thunderbolt US. The connector on it is Thunderbolt, so you get a better speeds if you connect a hard drive to it, or maybe you can get better resolution if you connect an external monitor. So there's that, but I'm going to get into that in a few minutes. So the Pro Tax. When you buy an Apple Pro device, there is a Pro Tax. And what you get for your Pro Tax is you get a slightly better display, be it the iPhone, the MacBook, the iPad. You get a slightly better chip, so better performance. And the device tends to be thinner, or some premium thing, and slightly better cameras. That's what you get for your Pro Tax. Ask yourself, do you need that in an iPad? I'm going to say, for most people, the answer is no. If you're honest with yourself, and this video is all about honesty. So who's the iPad Pro for? I come up with a small list of people. So creative professionals. If you're an artist and you say you use Procreate has this thing where it knows how much RAM and storage you have on your device, and it limits the number of layers. And if you've ever used any of these art programs, the whole thing that makes these art programs work are the layers you can draw on. So you can draw multiple layers and create awesome art. I'm no artist, but I've used Procreate pretending to be an artist, which I'm not. And you can have if you have a high-end 1 terabyte iPad Pro with lots of RAM, you could have hundreds of layers in Procreate, or pick your creative software. The layers consumes a lot of RAM. So the iPad Pro and the processor, all that kind of work into that. So professional artist, filmmaker editing 4K video on the go. I don't know why you wouldn't have a MacBook, but if you want to do it on an iPad with the Apple Pencil, there's people that want to do that. 13-inch iPad Pro is probably the solution. Music editors, 13-inch iPad Pro is probably the solution. And this is the big one. People who are doing laptop replacements with an iPad, meaning they don't want the laptop world at all. Their only driver from a tech standpoint is going to be an iPad. I say get the 13-inch iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard and the Apple Pencil, and that is probably the end of my list. I don't know who else needs an iPad Pro. If you're being honest with yourself, again, this video is about honesty. So don't fall for the hype. The iPad Air is a sweet spot. I'm going to do some quick math for you, just to further convince you. So the base model iPad Pro, $1,000. Base model iPad Air, $600. Apple Pencil, $130. Magic Keyboard, $320. So here's the iPad Pro side, $1,000. Base model iPad Pro. iPad Air, $600. Apple Pencil, $130. Magic Keyboard, $320. That adds up to $1,050. So for $50 more, you get a complete setup on your iPad. You get your tablet, pencil, and keyboard for the price of the iPad Pro. So with that math, be honest with yourself. Do you really need an iPad Pro? If you like what you're watching, give it a like. Consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.